holdout who could lead the bill to actually being passed was a powerful conservative congressman from New York who had ties to the Clintons. Meanwhile, an hour behind, Jared is listening to the Andrew House show, guest hosted today by Rocky Pelosi from New York, who was interviewing Newt Gingrich about Clinton's health care and impact on small business. 3 p.m. Eastern, back at the office at the SBA, Jim gets on the phone to Andrew House, now off the air for the day. They discuss such things as the Detroit Job Summits and Whitewater. 3 p.m. Central, JR and Ken arrive at the house of Larry Thurber, Keith, their family pastor from Fort Worth. Greets them warmly and begins the Bible study on the gifts of the Holy Ghost. 5 p.m. Eastern. Meanwhile, in Washington, D.C., Betsy calls her mother at the ranch. She learned that Kyle had gone to another cattle auction in Colorado City. Elizabeth was lonely at the ranch, and Betsy offered to get her up to Washington, D.C. But Elizabeth refused, saying she was confident that her grandson, Thomas, would come stay with her. 5 p.m. Central. The Bible study is underway, and JR and Ken are intrigued. Their plan was to spend the night with Larry Thurber and return back to Gainesville tomorrow afternoon. 7:30 p.m. Eastern. Disappointed that Claude is ignoring him now that he's in control of HV Oil, Jim is delighted to have dinner at the house of Andrew House. In attendance are Cal Thomas Sowell, and lawyer David Frankhauser, a moderate that both parties liked. 7:30 p.m. Central. At the Thurber house, Curtis arrives to play the preachings of R.W. Shambach. Pizza with bacala salad was being ordered at Snappy Tom's. 8:55 p.m. Eastern. Returning to their house in Great Falls, Jim is happy to have had a good time with Andrew House. So he turns to Becky. Base friends in D.C. are dang sure more friends than that Claude back in West Texas. He wants to gallivant with Becky all around to run the business. That's his business. But my business is here with you helping this country. 9:25 p.m. Central. Curtis leaves the Thurber house for the night with a promise to pick up JR and Ken by noon tomorrow in order to make it home to Gainesville in time for one more boat ride. March 16th, 4:35 a.m. Eastern. Downstairs in the mansion basement, Jim is bench pressing 96 pounds. It reminds him of the time he had to go out to El Paso to do some heavy lifting to construct a rig that would produce 3 million barrels of oil. 6:30 a.m. Eastern. In the chapel of the house in Great Falls, Washington, D.C., Jim and Betsy are studying the Bible. Got a call from Curtis last night. Says JR went to some Pentecostal Bible study held by one of his college friends. Don't know when he's going to leave the Pentecostal religion alone, Jim said. We didn't make a choice, Betsy said. 8 a.m. Eastern. In Washington, D.C., Jim is getting ready for his 2 p.m. press statement today. He'll be glad to have it over and done with. 8 a.m. Central. At the Thurber household, JR and his friends are having donuts for breakfast. Larry is insistent on having prayer before breakfast, along with giving out a Bible verse. 12 p.m. Central. Curtis came true to form in the white Chrysler van to take JR and Ken back to Gainesville. 2 p.m. Eastern. Meanwhile, in Washington, D.C., Jim is giving his statement about the proposed payroll tax suggested in the Clinton health care package and his opposition to it, despite him being a member of the Clinton administration. 2 p.m. Central. JR, Joe, Ken, and Chad are on Lake Texoma in the pontoon boat, with Ken driving the boat. They're ready to enjoy 2 hours of boating, plus listening to the Christian rap group DC Talk. I hope you enjoy listening to J.R. Hendrick Takes a Night. If you like what you hear, please subscribe. Become a part of the adventure. This is J.R. Hendrick saying until next time, get ready for the next rest of the story.